welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today is another full face of CoverGirl. It is a one brand tutorial. I'm really excited to do this because I just love full face of any kind of brand just because you get to see a bunch of products, and I love doing affordable videos as well. So this is just like a two-in-one. There's so many products that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I even showed you guys a lot of products that I don't like. So this video hopefully will be super helpful for you guys. So I really hope that you guys enjoy, and if you do, you know what to do. Please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Today's post notification shout out goes to Shay and Carter. Shay, thank you so much for having your post notifications on. I really appreciate it, especially when you're early to my videos. So I just want to send you a bunch of love. And if you want to be part of my next post notification shout out, all you have to do is turn them on and comment when you are done. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, so like I said in the intro, I wanted to do a full face of CoverGirl, and I wanted to do a full face of the products that I like, but I also included some that I don't like and which one I like better. Thankfully, I am part of their PR list, so I've been able to try out a lot of their products. I feel like this video will be very helpful, but just remember, my opinion never changes because I'm on a PR list. All right, so like always, let's start out with some brows. Why did I just do that? All right, so the two brow products that I have for you guys, and I believe it's their only brow products, is these two right here. One is a pomade and one is a pencil. Now actually the spoolie broke off this pencil, but they do come with a spoolie. First, let's talk about their pencil. This is the, I don't want to say CoverGirl for everything because it's obvious. So this is just their ultra fine brow pencil. This is the color Rich Brown. If you're really into very thin pencils, kind of like the Brow Wiz, you will like this. It's a good formula. Personally, I don't like very thin pencils just because it takes forever to fill in my brows, but do I think it's a good product? Yes. So if you are into these brow pencils, I definitely recommend it. For the pomade, I do like the packaging. It is kind of like the, I believe it's the Benefit one, where it comes with a little pot of pomade, and the top also turns into a little bit of a brush. I think it's cute. It's a cute idea. Personally, I don't ever use this brush. Actually not a very big fan of this pomade because it's very slippery, kind of slides around. It takes a little bit long to like build it up. If you're into very natural brows, then you might like this, but I feel like if you're into natural brows, you should just go ahead and use the pencil. I feel like if you have oily skin, this might completely melt off your skin. So not my favorite. I definitely don't recommend the pomade, but the pencil, if you are into very thin, tiny pencils, they're really good. I did go ahead and just set it with some NYX brow powder because honestly, the tails of my brows would have slid away because of how slidey this product is. I'm just not a big fan. So I went ahead and primed my eyes with some concealer and some powder that we will talk more about later. But let's go ahead and get into the eyeshadow. These are the two eyeshadow palettes that I have from CoverGirl. One is like their OG, one of their OG palettes, the TruNaked palettes. The other one is from their full spectrum line. So they're actually very similar in like tones, except one's just a little bit darker. But these are the shades that I have. I figured we could mix them. I did notice that they're like pretty much the same formula, so I feel like they would work really well together. Here's a little overview of what they look like. As you guys can see, they do have some shimmers, some mattes, and some satins. I am gonna speed up the eyeshadow part because I don't want this video to be too long because I am talking about so many products, but let's just talk about the formula. They are very pigmented and the shimmers are very shimmery. The mattes are really nice. The one thing I will say is they are a little bit powdery. You will get a lot of kickback. Definitely these shimmers are really, really beautiful, but they are a little bit crumbly. So you do want to wet them when you use them, but they are really beautiful. I do think that it's a really good formula at the drugstore. They remind me a lot of the Wet n Wild mini palettes because, like I said, they are pigmented, but they do have a lot of fallout. So I definitely recommend you using these before putting your base makeup. This is what the eyeshadow looks like. I really like it. I do think that these are good palettes from the drugstore. Again, they are a little bit crumbly, but if you don't care about that, if you don't care about the fallout, then I think that they're really good. I definitely like the Spectrum one better just for the color range. They do have like gel liners, like pencil liners that we'll talk about later, but they also have some liquid ones. They do have these in different colors. I believe there's like a blue, a green, a brown, and a glittery black. Here I have both a matte black and a shiny black. Something that I really don't like about CoverGirl is that in a lot of their packaging, they don't really have the names of like the shades. So I know this one's 325 and this one's 320. I have no idea which one's matte or which one's liquid. So I'm going to swatch them both on my hand and then we can decide which one to use. It does have a nice little felt tip applicator and it gets really, really thin. So I definitely like that. The one that is matte actually doesn't have as much black in it. It almost dries like a dark gray. And the one that's shiny does have a lot of black pigment to it. It's truly black and it's really, really nice. But if you're not into shiny liners and you only want matte, I don't think that this would be a good one for you. Since I'm not doing any false lashes, what I'm going to do is just do one line. I don't want to do a wing liner. So I don't mind using like a shiny black eyeliner for this, but I wouldn't purchase this. I did get sent this in PR, so I wouldn't go back and purchase this. And again, the matte one is just very lackluster. Okay, so eyeliner is on, and today we are going to be talking about this mascara. This is the new CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. This is the one that we're working with. It really reminds me of the Better Than Sex mascara and also obviously the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So I'm going to go ahead and just curl my lashes and apply a bunch of layers because again we're not using falsies because I really want to see how this mascara works. I've never actually tried it. Guys, this mascara is really nice. Let me give you guys a little close-up. So this is with 2 layers, and I have to say, like, at first I was like, okay, it's cute, but the second layer really, like, gave it a lot of volume. Normally, I prefer rubber wands. This is actually really, really nice. It's definitely more of a volumizing mascara, and the second layer really just, like, makes them look amazing. So I'm a fan of this. I really, really am. So let's move on to primer. So they do have a line of the CoverGirl TruBlend Base Business Skin Primers. I believe they have this pore minimizer one, an illuminating one, they have a pore filling one, and a redness corrector one. I actually gave that one away, but these are the 2 that I have right now. As you guys can see, this pore minimizing one is purple, so it will brighten your face. And then another one that I really, really like is this one. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow. This one is for my dry skin people out there. This one's more of like half moisturizer, half primer, and it really gives you a really beautiful luminosity. I will be using the Vitalist Go Glow to show you guys how beautiful it looks, and then I'll also be using the pore minimizer one around my trouble area. So they are tinted. They do have a light one and a dark one. It doesn't really show up anyways on your skin, but the darker one does definitely show up a little bit dark on my skin. It's very luminous, like I said, and it just feels really, really nice, and it's so hydrating. So this is what that looks like. It's more of a subtle glow. It's not like super in your face, but it looks really beautiful. And then let's use this pore minimizer one. So it is purple, like I said. And we're gonna apply this on the middle of our face. The thing about this one is it also feels hydrating, which I feel like a lot of pore minimizing primers aren't. I will say my favorite one is the smoothing one, which I actually don't have on me right now because I ran out. But that one is my favorite from this line. For foundation, if you guys follow me, you know that my favorite foundation at the moment, and it has been for a while, as you guys can see, like half the bottle is gone, is the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. I do use the shade T80 and I love it. It comes in 40 different shades and it's just like a soft matte foundation with medium to full coverage, buildable. It looks really pretty and I love it. So they did come out with a new one, and this is called the Full Spectrum Matte Ambition All Day Shine Free Foundation. It does come in a glass bottle as well. This is like the same packaging as the Vitalist foundation from CoverGirl. I will say that I tried it and it looked It looked fine on my skin. I didn't dislike it, but it made my skin sting. It made it really warm, and it just made it sting. So, you know, that has never actually happened to me with a foundation before, and this is just really good. Like, this is like the one that I go to if I'm ever going anywhere. So I will say, in my opinion, I think you should get this one instead of this one. It just stung my skin, and if it stings your skin, like, I feel like that would be such a waste of money. So I do like going in with 2 pumps, and I like dotting it on my face and just spreading it out with a sponge. I will be using the e.l.f. Beauty Sponge. Okay, so this is it. It hasn't dried down yet. That's why it looks a little bit luminous still. You know, it's more of a natural finish. It's not super matte. That's why I love it. And it lasts all day. Right now I do have medium coverage. I'm not going to build it, but if you wanted to, you could. And it just looks really, really beautiful on the skin, and I don't think it looks cakey at all. For concealer, I did want to talk about 2 products. I believe it's the only 2 concealers that they have, and it's these. First, let's talk about this one. This is the brand new one. It's a full spectrum all day idle brightening concealer, and this one is in the shade, okay, it doesn't have the shade. Dang it, CoverGirl, you don't put your shades on your products. Well, this is what the packaging looks like, and it is just doe foot applicator. Now, I won't be using this today because I don't really care for it. First of all, it's not my shade. The full spectrum line is geared towards people of color, which I don't know. I didn't know that at first, and then when I got all the shades, I realized everything was dark. This is, again, the lightest shade, and it's too dark for me. I still say skip out on this and try out these concealers instead. This is just not enough coverage for me. It blends out really easily, but it's more of a light to medium coverage, and for me, that's just not what I'm looking for. But these guys right here, these are the Vitalist Healthy Concealers. These are little clicky pens. And that really annoys me, again, is that none of these have the name on it, so I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to tell you which shade I'm using. As for the formula, I do like it. Is it my favorite from the drugstore? No, but it's a really nice medium coverage concealer. What I like about it is that it's really light and airy, and you can definitely blend it out easily, and it gives you a nice coverage for that. But the one thing that I learned the hard way is never to build it, because last time I used them, I put it on and it looked beautiful, but I wanted that full coverage, so I put more on and it just was a cakey mess. This might be a little dark, so I'm just gonna mix both of them. The formula is really like lightweight, like you feel like you're not even gonna get any coverage out of it, and then you blend it out super easily, and it just gives you a really nice look. I feel like if you're more into a more natural look, not so full coverage, that you might actually really like this. Okay, and like I said, I will be using the e.l.f. sponge, and you guys will see right off the bat how easy this just blends. It blends so easily, and then it gives you that medium coverage. Okay. So see, it's just, I love how easy it blends out. I know I already said that like 3 times. If you're more beginner and you just don't have time to be blending out a bunch of concealer, this is a really nice one. So to set under the eyes, I will be using this guy right here. This is from their full spectrum line, and this is the Matte Ambition All Day Powder Foundation. So this is a powder foundation. I normally don't set my face with powder foundation. Now, I really like this packaging. It comes in a nice little compact like this, and it also comes with a mirror and a sponge if you need it. Spoiler alert, I'm actually a really big fan of this powder, and I will also be using a darker shade to bronze. This one is in the shade Light Neutral. I do prefer loose powders to set my under eyes, just because I don't like to cake it up too much under there, but they don't have a loose powder. But I still am a fan of these powders. I think that they're really, really nice. These are definitely matte powders, so if you need some shine control, I feel like these would be pretty good. I don't have any contour shades, so I will bronze with the same product, but this shade right here, this is the tan golden shade. This is what it looks like. This is actually a really beautiful bronzer shade for someone like me. It's just really nice and warm and tan. Let's just bronze. I don't have any contour to work with today, so I'm just gonna bronze my face and try to chisel it out a little bit. But as you guys can see, it is a really nice color. If you're not into the orangey bronzers, you're not gonna like this shade, but I like it. I just love how the powder is really pigmented, but it doesn't blotch up. Like, it's actually really easy to work with, and you do get a lot of just really nice matte pigment, and I'm just a really big fan of this. So since we weren't able to contour, I will go back into this shade and just carve out my cheeks just a little bit. So let's move on to blush, which I'm really excited because this is one of my favorite blushes at the drugstore in general. This is their Peach Punch blush, and they have a couple shades. This one's in the shade 130, and it smells like peaches. I know a bunch of products smell like peaches, but this one smells like actual peach punch. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but you can't tell when you apply it to the face. Honestly, what I love about it is, again, it's very pigmented, and so you guys can see, like I said, it is more of a satin because it does have a little bit of glow to it, but I don't mind that. And also, what I love about it is I've noticed how long wearing it really is. Like, it doesn't go anywhere, and I feel like for blush, that's just really, really nice. I definitely recommend these Peach Punch blushes because they do have other blushes, which I will go into next, but they're too shimmery for my liking. This one is just like the perfect formula. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the Full Spectrum Sculpt Expert Versatile Cheek Palette. So these are more of like your highlight, bronzer, blush, I'm assuming, but to be honest, I could use both of these as highlight, and this I tried as blush, and it's just like way too much. Like, this is literally, this looks like a shimmer shadow. I will say they're very pigmented. The formula is like amazing for highlight. Again, this is not good for blush unless you love a very blinding blush. I definitely think like the palette is worth it. I mean, if you don't like a shimmery blush, you could definitely just use it as an eyeshadow, but they do have a bunch of different shades of these trios, and I just find this highlighter formula to be amazing. Definitely like one of the best at the drugstore, and I will go in with a light hand because, again, this is pretty blinding. Look at that. This is like with a really light hand, and it looks wet, doesn't it? Like, how beautiful is that? This is definitely such like a standout product for me from CoverGirl. Like, I feel like people don't talk about this enough. Like, this is definitely underrated. The formula is insane. I will say it's a little bit powdery, like you get a lot of powder kickback, but on the face it looks beautiful. And once you set it with some setting spray, it just looks amazing. For the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go back to the Full Spectrum palette, and I'm gonna take just a bunch of matte shades and smoke it out on the lower lash line like I usually do. All I really do is take the darker colors and put it really close to the lower lash line, and then I like to buff it out with the transition shade and also the shade that I put right under it. Okay, so let's quickly talk about some liners. I do have a gel liner from them. This is their Defying Moment Deep Purple Liner. They do have a couple shades. This is from the Full Spectrum line, and I just quickly wanted to say that they're okay. To me, the colors just aren't like all that. It's more of a metallic purple. I really expected this to be just a little bit darker. So, I mean, do I hate them? No. I will say they do stay on for a long time, but they're just not like that vibrant in color. I will still put them in my waterline just to show you guys. It's just, you know, you do have to go over it a couple times, and like, it's pretty. Like, it definitely makes my eye look a little bit more purple. I just don't think that they're that good. I definitely think that there's better ones at the drugstore. Quickly coat my lower lash line. This mascara ended up really surprising me. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face and then finish off with some lips. So I will be using the CoverGirl Lock. Okay, this is a really hard name. This is the Look Lock Up All Day Setting Mist. This I love because it not only is it a good product, but it also has a really nice mister. It's one of those mists that are more like continuous. It's not super continuous like this Morphe one, but it's like it's like a slow. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. See how beautiful this highlight looks? This is like a JLo glow from CoverGirl. So lastly, let's talk about lip liners and lipsticks and liquid lipsticks. So this one is from their Exhibitionist line, and this is just called their lip liner. This is in the shade Caramel Nude. I can't find like other shades right now. I know I did give some away in a giveaway, but the formula is great. It is just a gel lip liner, and I really like it, and I think it's a really nice lip liner from the drugstore, and that is it. Like, I really, really do enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. It's very pigmented and creamy, but not like super creamy to where it'll slide off. This definitely doesn't match my look at all, but I can't find one that does. But I just wanted to show you how easy and good the formula is. I definitely do recommend these lip liners. So when it comes to their lip products, they have so many. They do have their bullet lipsticks, and they have, I believe they have a metallic formula, a demi matte formula, and a cream formula. I personally prefer their demi matte. This is just more up my alley. I prefer a matte lipstick. I don't really wear very many lipsticks. I'm more of a liquid lipstick kind of gal. But for a lipstick, I really do like their formulas. For the liquid lipsticks, they do have a bunch of different kinds. They have like their Melting Pout liquid lipstick, as well as their Queen Major Shade Collection. I personally can't tell a difference with the formulas. What I will say about the formula is that they're very moussey and more of a whipped formula. If I prefer like the Wet n Wild ones or the L'Oreal or Maybelline, these are just not my favorite, but they're also not bad. The darker shades do get really patchy. If you do want to try out their liquid lip products, then you should definitely stick to more of these kinds of shades and lighter. Like I said, these are not fully matte. They're more of a demi matte, so they're not super dry, and they're actually really comfortable to wear. And I think they're pretty good. Okay guys, so this is the look. This is the full face of CoverGirl. I hope that you got a good sense of what is good in CoverGirl and some products maybe to avoid. Just remember, this is just my opinion. If you really want to try something out of them and I didn't like it, I mean, you can always just go ahead and try it. We all have different taste in makeup, but I definitely think that CoverGirl has stepped up their game. They are cruelty-free now, and they do have a lot of products that people don't talk about. I really hope that I put some light on them and you guys now have other products that you're excited to try. Let me know what other full face of makeup you would like to see, what other brands, and yeah, just come say hi. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.